Hi, everybody. Today was my day to do the Sunday school lesson at the Pineville Cumberland Presbyterian Church. And since we didn't have church, I decided to go ahead and do my lesson virtually. So, my lesson is from John chapter 9. This is when Jesus heals a man born blind. So, we're going to start by watching this video.
Master, who did sin? This man or his parents said he was born blind.
Neither hath this man sinned nor his parents, but that the works of God should be made manifest in him. I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. Go, wash in the pool of Siloam.
Is this not he that sat and begged? This is he.
No, he is like him.
I am he.
How were thine eyes opened?
A man that is called Jesus made clay and anointed mine eyes, and said unto me, Go to the pool of Siloam and wash. And I went and washed, and I received sight.
Where is he?
I know not.
How did you receive your sight?
He put clay upon mine eyes, and I washed. Do see.
This man is not of God, because he keepeth not the Sabbath day.
How can a man that is a sinner do such miracles?
What sayest thou of him? That he hath opened thine eyes?
He is a prophet.
Go bring his parents.
I'll go ahead and stop. You can watch the video if you'd like to. I'll post the link. So once the blind man's sight is returned to him, he is brought before the Pharisees. And the Pharisees do not believe that Jesus could have done this for a couple of different reasons. One is because it was a Sabbath, and it is a very strict policy within the Pharisees that no one uh, work on a Sabbath, do anything on a Sabbath. And so they didn't believe it was Jesus because that would have been a sin for Jesus to have done this on a Sabbath. They also didn't believe because they had never seen this happen before. They had never seen a man's sight be returned to him. Some of my favorite parts of this scripture are within the last few chapters of John. And it's going to start here on verse 35. Jesus heard that they had thrown him out. So they threw the blind man out when they didn't believe him. And when Jesus found him, he said, "Do you believe in the Son of Man?" "Who is he, sir?" the man asked. "Tell me, so that I may believe in him." Jesus said, "You have now seen him. In fact, he is the one speaking with you." Then the man said, "Lord, I believe," and he worshipped him. Jesus said, "For judgment I have come into this world, so that the blind will see, and those who see will become blind." Some Pharisees who were with him heard him say this and asked, "What? Are we blind too?" Jesus said, "If you were blind, you would not be guilty of sin. But now that you claim you can see, your guilt remains." These last few verses are my favorite because Jesus here is talking to two groups of people. He's talking to the Pharisees who don't believe in him, but at the same time, he's talking to the people who do believe in him. And people who reject Jesus, that they know that they're blind, those are the people that Jesus is willing and able and ready to help. So if we confess and we admit that we are spiritually blind, he is there and ready to help us in that time of need. A couple of final thoughts are from our text that we use in the Sunday school class. And so I want to read this to you. "I think maybe the point gets proven when the blind man receives his sight. He now sees clearly, both with his eyes and with his faith, and goes bouncing back to town with a message to share and an example of God's power. But who is blind now? The people who for some reason don't recognize him, and the Pharisees who refuse to believe Jesus may be the Messiah? It seems that sometimes we are so sure that we have the answers, we don't consider alternatives and we become blind to the real message from God." Now, God didn't intend to just physically heal this blind man. He also wanted to spiritually heal him so that way the people around would see the evidence of God within the blind man's life and they would come to know the power that God has. Another thought here is, never in this world will we understand all of the mystery surrounding suffering, but with Jesus' help, maybe we can gain some helpful insights. God does not will human pain to punish us. Yes, things happen beyond our control, but God doesn't give us that burden. God is with us through that pain. More than once, I've had conversations with folks about this saying, God doesn't send us more than we can handle. Please never repeat this. This statement suggests that God intentionally sends us hardships and tragedy. I don't believe that God is causing any catastrophe or situation. Instead, I believe God promised that though bad things happen, God will not abandon us. So if God doesn't will human pain, then why does God allow it? Maybe Jesus means that God is going to use this seemingly random meeting with a blind man. God is in the regular business of bringing good things from bad things. Jesus knows that he is about to heal this man, and everyone who sees it will have a solid sign of who Jesus is and why he has come to us. So I think that we should remember that God doesn't bring pain and tragedy to our lives. However, he is there for us to help us get through those hard times in our lives. But is he our go-to? Is he our first person that we ask for help to get us through situations? Or do we oftentimes rely on our own understanding and want to solve the problems ourselves? So, as you go throughout this week, I hope that you remember to um, always keep God first in your life, and that you remember that He's there for us in times of need. He will not abandon us. We just have to be willing to call out and to seek His help. I hope you enjoyed this lesson and have a wonderful week.